Hello and welcome back to infrared image editing with IRreCams. Today with episode 37. Today we are going to Germany, to Cologne, and we are at the Teichrosenbecken in the Rosengarten of the, Vorgebirgspark it's called. It's a little park in the city, I think. And the image was photographed by Marion Reibetanz. Thank you so much, Marion, that we can use your image here and show everybody how we can edit the infrared image. The camera that was used was an Olympus E620. This is a 4/3 digital single lens reflex camera, and the camera was converted to 700 nanometer infrared. The exposure numbers are relatively normal, like f7.1, 1/250th of a second exposure time, and the image was taken at 18 millimeter. What I like about the picture is that you have these leading lines here that are at the corners of the Basin that are converting to this little center park here with the trees in the middle. Also, this tree line is converting to this part here in the center of the image. Also, we have the really nice reflections in the waters here. That is kind of an interesting part of the image. Something that I'm not so super happy about is the topper part here, the area of the sky, because there are no clouds and it's kind of nothing going on up there. So we will try to crop that out in the first place after we start editing our image. And you can see that this image was shot in a 4:3 ratio. And we can crop into a 3:2 aspect ratio without problem, and then get rid of a little bit of the sky here in the top part of the image. And we will do a Colorkey infrared image editing, and how we can do this easily with darktable I can show you right after the intro. So here we are again. We can just select the image and jump right into the darkroom. Here we can just do our quick access panel standard editing. I will first fine tune the white balance. I use this concrete here at the bottom right of the picture to to sample a neutral image point. Of course, we can activate our denoise, our lens correction, and haze removal, of course. Adding vibrance is always a good idea to get more color into the image. And also we can add local contrast to like something around 160 is a great starting point. So now we can go back to our models adjustment group and use the crop and rotate module to straighten the image. You can see that the image is kind of not straight, it's falling to the right. We can correct it by right-clicking, holding the mouse button, and just drawing a line onto the horizon. Because there is no horizon line in this image, I use this wall here in the center of the image. And when I let go, darktable calculates the correct value and straightens the image for me. You can see that I have chosen the aspect ratio 3:2 already. And now we can just place our crop frame here in the image. Please pay attention, I don't want to crop the mirror here, the reflections in the bottom. And I will place it just that it's not cropped here, and we have a little bit of space. And by doing so we get rid of the blue sky and the empty sky here in the top part of the image. So after doing this, I will do the color swap, the channel swap with the color calibration module. By control and shift clicking, we can move it to the top above color output profile. And now we can use our preset swap R and B. And by doing so, we have done our color channel swap. Now we can start working on our Colorkey image edit. We use the color zones module and after activation we go to the tab Saturation. Please keep in mind that Color Zones sees the image like it was before the color swap, because the color channel swap is done here at the top of the image stack, and Color Zones comes before. And because of that, for Color Zones the foliage is blue and the sky is brown. So to remove saturation from the image, from the plants, we just go to the blue part here, to this peak, and drop the curve all to the bottom. And by doing so, you see that we have white foliage and the sky remains in its blue shape. By looking to the sky, I see that, maybe you can see it when I add a little bit of exposure. That's a little bit green, and I can change this by using the Hue tab here and lowering the curve of the brown image parts a little bit, and by doing so we get a little better blue color. And also I want to lower the lightness and the brightness of the sky. Whoops. And yeah, by doing so we get more contrast in from the sky to the landscape and to our foreground. Now we add some more exposure just to brighten the image up. And you see that the highlight parts of the trees are becoming too bright. And to counter this, I use the tone equalizer module. And after activation, we get this cursor interface, placing it just above the bright parts, and by scrolling down just a little bit, we can darken them again. Of course, the whole image was darkened now. And yeah, I can counter this either by adding more exposure or by using the Rgb curve. And when this is not your first video, you know that I love this to get just a bright and great look. I will use a little bit of this curve. I placed the point relatively low on the left side because there are yeah, a lot of pixels that are relatively low and not bright. And by doing so, I get a really bright and good looking image in all. And after this, we can just add a little bit exposure and keep an eye here on the histogram that it's not overexposing. Just, oh, maybe that's too much. Okay, just something like that. So, and by doing this, we are in general ready with our image. This was all that I wanted to show, but there's one thing left. When I just jump in, you see that the trees and the details here in the image are not as crisp and as detailed as they should be. And this is partly due to the image quality of the lens, I think. And yeah, by adding the module Sharpen and raising the amount to about 1, we get yeah, a lot of more detail, more or less, or perceived detail at least. And yeah, I think this helps the image to just pop out and makes it better, especially if you don't want to upload it only to some social media websites, but also want to print it a little bit larger. You definitely want to activate the Sharpen module. So this is everything that I wanted to show. As a reminder, we have cropped out a little bit on the top and on the bottom part of the image to get rid of these empty skies. Maybe it's a good idea another time when there are some clouds in the sky to just visit this place and take the image another time, because the reflections here in the water is great. But I would have loved to see more clouds and detail and something interesting here up in the image. Yeah, also we have desaturated the color of the plants, and get this Colorkey image where we have a really nice blue sky and some good looking white landscape and foreground. Thank you again, Marion Reibetanz, that we could show here the image and present the kind of infrared image editing. I hope you have learned something today, and if there are any questions about infrared photography, infrared image editing, or about darktable, just drop me a comment or write me an email. I'm happy to help anyways. Thank you for watching, and we will see each other again in 2 weeks, I hope. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bye!